Do you need motivation for your mind? Anyone occasionally needs motivation for their mind. We sometimes become exhausted daily from the never-ending work, managing relationships within our family and social circles, pressure from unfulfilled desires, and threats from life's dangers. All these things can overload our minds, making them dizzy, confused, and out of control. This is when we need to help our minds to stop, rest, be calm, and regenerate a new source of bright motivation. Our minds have many parts, and we use some parts extensively while others are unused or forgotten, which leads to a lack of balance. The best way to restore balance to the mind is to let the parts that have been overworked rest and activate the parts of the mind that have been less active or not yet had a chance to be used. Specifically, here's how. For example, you may work under a lot of stress at the office, but when you come home and play with your children, you might find yourself relaxed and regaining balance in a strange way. Or after many days of stressful work, you might go on a trip somewhere and climb a mountain. Of course, climbing a mountain is not easy, but strangely, you might feel your mind is free and invigorated with a new source of motivation. Or another example. Suppose a guy breaks up with his girlfriend and is heartbroken. He's spinning and suffering, making it impossible for him to do anything else. This continues for many days, and although he really wants to escape from his feeling of heartbreak, he can't. Until one day, he decides to do charity work in a poor village in a remote mountain area. Stories of the hard lives of the people there make his mind work in a different direction. The physical exhaustion from the tasks makes his body tired, but strangely, although he hasn't forgotten his heartbreak, it no longer haunts or tortures him. It's still a feeling that makes him a bit nostalgic and emotional, but it doesn't make his mind go crazy and suffer like before. More importantly, after the charity trip, he sets his pain aside and finds a new source of motivation for his mind to continue living. So let me reiterate a very simple rule. Your mind has many different parts. Let the parts that have been highly active rest and activate the parts of your mind that are less active or have never been active. You will gain new inspiration and motivation for your mind. Here are 10 activities you should do in a week that can help your mind find new motivation. 1. Create some time alone, separated from the world around you, doing nothing but thinking. During this time and space, turn off your phone and let your eyes look at a peaceful, natural space. You might still have thoughts and not control them. Let it be. Your thoughts will gradually stabilize without you having to do anything. Typically, you need at least 40 minutes. 2. Develop a simple good habit. This habit doesn't need to be particularly useful, just a habit that isn't bad and that you want to have. For example, a guy might stop at a park near his house before going home and sit there observing for a few minutes. A girl might text or talk to her child before an important meeting. Another girl might have a habit of buying and planting a potted plant each week. Such activities can greatly help your mind recover. 3. Find a like-minded friend. Of course, finding a like-minded friend isn't easy, but sometimes when we find one, we may be reluctant to approach or communicate. Overcome all these obstacles and actively meet and talk with them. If you have such a friend, they will provide you with empathy and a great source of motivation for your mind. 4. Continue learning a life skill. Why not a useful skill for your work? For example, improving your skills in Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. There are many instructional videos on YouTube for mastering such skills. But what about a life skill? It's wonderful. For example, you might learn and research skills like growing potted plants, paper folding art, practicing singing a song, or dancing a routine. Try it, and you'll feel like you've been reborn. Always set a goal to learn a skill. Keep it simple at first. Don't make it too difficult. The best is to find it easy to succeed. Then, you can gradually increase the difficulty. But don't learn too many skills at the same time. By doing this, you'll be surprised by yourself, discovering many aspects of yourself that were not perfected before. When practicing new skills, perfecting them, you'll discover talents you didn't know you had. As you continue in this way, you'll feel your personal evolution. Number 5. Throw away one thing from your home each week. If you're a minimalist who lives simply and frugally, please skip this. But if you're like most modern people, with many personal items and lots of things you haven't used in a long time or never used but keep because of their value, trust me. Each week, choose one item to give away, sell, or simply throw away. Keep doing this until you're surrounded only by truly necessary items. This is a way to gradually learn about letting go in Buddhism. You'll find your mind becoming lighter over time. 6. Explore a new location each week. Yes, exploring a location is part of awakening your brain. Primitive human life was about hunting and exploring the world around them, but we gradually forget these instincts. Reconnect with them. Simple things like finding a new cafe, a new shop, or a new quiet or lively place near home or office, or even exploring areas around where you live. Returning to human instincts, you'll gradually find an endless source of motivation. 7. Challenge your body once a week. Your body is closely related to your mind. You have a daily exercise routine? That's great. However, occasionally challenge your body's limits with new tasks. The challenges don't need to be too difficult. They just need to be things you haven't done before. For example, walk home from work even though you run longer distances regularly. Or instead of taking the elevator, walk up to the office. Or try something more unusual, like standing on one leg for 10 minutes, planking for 10 minutes, or meditating still for 30 minutes. Or an interesting experiment like practicing breath control for as long as you can. Make sure not to choose challenges that are too difficult or unsuitable for your health. 8. Memorize an inspiring quote and reference it in conversations. Every day, you go on Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media, read stories, listen to news, or talk to many people. Pay attention and remember a simple, profound quote. For example, quotes like, "To succeed, become familiar with what you don't like. Happiness is not a destination but a journey. Don't compare yourself with others, compare yourself with who you were yesterday." And importantly, share and discuss these philosophical quotes in your conversations with others. Initially, people might find you a bit strange, but that's okay. If you apply this consistently, you will become an expert in philosophical speech during conversations, and you'll definitely notice growing confidence in your mind. Number 9. Practice singing a song. This is a wonderful exercise. Even monks sing. You can see that their chanting often has melody. Find a space where you won't disturb others and practice singing a song you like. You'll find your mind in a very interesting state when you're inspired by the song. However, don't sing for too long. About 15 minutes is enough, but practice and perform for yourself weekly. Another equally effective method is dancing alone. Listen to a good song and dance. This can be even more magical than singing. 10. Give someone a gift without any particular reason. This is a simple yet highly effective exercise. It's a way to reduce greed within you. Gradually get used to giving very simple gifts, such as giving a chocolate bar to a neighborhood child, a pen to a coworker, a notebook, or simply inviting a friend or family member to a meal. But remember, the gift doesn't need to be expensive, but it should be in good condition, and you should be sure that the recipient will like it. For example, if giving a coworker a pen, ensure it's still good and that they like it. If you do this weekly, you'll receive positive energy from those around you, which is essential for positive motivation for your mind.